Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. I'm just going to read whatever comes out, however it comes out. Please excuse me. I'm not showing my face because I had facial surgery. And if you guys signed up for my newsletter on my website, you will know what I look like right now. But we're just not going to do that. We're just not going to do that today. Sorry, I don't really need that TV to be showing, but whatever. I guess it really doesn't matter. So if this reading does end up resonating with you, make sure that you visit www.brattystarot.com to book a personal reading with me. If this reading does not resonate with you, make sure that you're checking your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and your Jupiter placements. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Release, something that you may need to release here. The Warrior. I feel like you've been through the ringer, Pisces, to be honest, and the Seeker here. Okay, definitely some type of journey that I feel like you're supposed to be going on at this time. The Seven Sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. I feel like this has something to do with this seeker energy, something that you are definitely seeking that you need to kind of take your time on is what I'm getting with that. Then you got, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So either you or somebody else maybe needs to apologize for something, or there may be an apology coming. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Okay, so maybe some past life stuff if you believe in that kind of thing here, or maybe something you've done in this life. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. The Nine of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups. Wow, the Six of Swords, the King of Swords. Conversation going on here. Yikes. The Empress. Okay, I love that. The Six of Wands. Wow, definitely some type of progress happening here. And then the Four of Wands. I heard back to my roots. Okay. So I see this release card here for this row with the Nine of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Empress. Something that you're moving away from. Something that served you at one point, but no longer does. I'm almost getting like there's something on an individual level that you were very focused on, which is like all good, right? Like we definitely need to focus on our own happiness, but there's something here that's more than that now. It's kind of like before you have children, right? Whether you have children or not, just hear me out, okay? Apply this how you may. It's like before we have children, everything is on us. Everything is about us and the things that we think and the things that we feel and what it is we're doing for work and whatever, et cetera, right? And that's all well and good, right? We have to focus on ourselves, but it's like once we have children, that focus goes towards not just ourselves, but what we're creating in our lives to better raise those children. And so I'm not saying it's about children, but I'm saying that there's something here that almost feels bigger than you in some way, shape, or form. So there's something that you maybe need to release here. And I'm not saying it's like a sense of independence or your own desires or your own wishes. No, absolutely not. But there's definitely like a bigger picture where it's not really about you anymore, although like it is, but it's like something is trying to speak through you. Something is trying to speak through you or almost use you as a vessel for like the greater good. Like I'm getting 12th house energy here. In this, hold on, let me see. The Seven Star Sisters, but yeah, there's something about birthing creations here at the top, and I'm kind of feeling like that with that Empress card there. Definitely something that spirit or the universe is kind of hoping that you're going to create, but there's this sense of needing to release something for egoic reasons or needing to release just what you want on an individual level and focus more on the collective, whatever that may mean for you, you know? So let's say that you're a writer and you are writing for yourself and you're writing these little poems and this, that, and the third, and you're just keeping them to yourself. Okay, that's great. But maybe there are people out there that need to see your writing. Maybe there's a reason you're born with that talent. Maybe you are needing to put it out there in some way, shape, or form. Okay. And I'm not saying that that's what it is, but apply it as you may here. I have the Warrior, the Five of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So it's interesting that the Warrior and the Five of Wands comes out. This to me feels like nothing. Like, and I don't mean that it is nothing, but there seems like something that you're going through where you're almost above it. It feels like you are above whatever this petty drama is or whatever these issues are. It's kind of like when like, let's say that you're not, I keep bringing up children for some reason, but let's say that you're like sitting around a 3-year-old, right? And the 3-year-old is like, oh, you're an ugly, poopy peanut butter head, right? And it's like, well, what are you going to do? Punch the kid in the face? No, because you're bigger than the kid and you know that you have more experience and you're more knowledgeable and you know you're not a child. So it's like, okay, yeah, say what you want. That's kind of what I'm getting with you, right? Because the Five of Wands is no compare to the warrior. The warrior is like the warrior, you know, it's like the soldier, and the Five of Wands is like, man, I'm mad because you're, you know, wearing a nice dress, you know, or like whatever. It's also about like challenges, and you know, it's not about that. It can be something as petty as that, but you know, it's about like somebody trying to challenge you when I feel like you're very knowledgeable about whatever it is that somebody's trying to challenge you about. And I feel like with that Six of Wands, there's something that you're going to end up saying or doing where you're going to get a lot of recognition for it. It's almost like, you know, maybe somebody in the workplace tries to challenge you and you end up like, you ever seen that movie Good Will Hunting? That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting, where that guy tries to challenge him in a bar and he just completely like spits out like all of the history of what the guy's talking about. Sorry, that background just looks absolutely just horrifying. Anyway, I mean, not really. I'm so dramatic. And I'm also a Virgo with a 6th house stellium, so I'm a perfectionist. Anyway, but that's what it feels like. Then I have the Seeker, the 8 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. You know, I'm getting like dark night of the soul. Not that you're going to go through a dark night of the soul, but it's like, you know, with the Seeker there, this talks about the things that we need to find. We need to find our own personal truths. And with that 8 of Cups and that 5 of Pentacles, there may be something that just is not either financially viable for you anymore, or something that's not fulfilling you on a soul level. And there's this sense of you kind of being like, you know what, I'm going to go at it alone. I'm going to look for this. Yeah, look, lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. So, you know, you may have had to walk away from things in your life that weren't serving you before. You may have had to walk away from people that you really didn't want to, but it's like the sense of, God, this just doesn't make me feel free. You know, like there's definitely something though that you're doing on a collective level. I'm sorry. 6 of Swords, King of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. There's definitely something here that's happening or has happened that you've moved away from. Somebody may end up apologizing to you, or they may not, you know, or maybe you need to do that. But there's definitely, I don't know, let's clarify before I get into that so much. So let's look at this 9 of Cups energy here. Think about that 9 of Cups. Wow, the 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's something here, 2 9s. For some of you are a life path number 9, okay, or I don't know, maybe your birthday is in the 9th month, or I don't know, something about the number 9, maybe. Okay, or maybe the number 18, I don't know. But with that 9 of Cups and that 9 of Swords, it's definitely something where it's like you feel like you've lived this life, or you feel like you've lived for yourself for a really long time, but it seems like there's a higher calling to you, or something that you're needing to kind of fish out is what I'm getting. Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. There's an old way of doing something that's no longer serving you. And it's like you have to plant these seeds, because it's not really about serving you anymore necessarily. Like it is, but it's about you serving the greater good in some way. And so maybe there's some stress around that. Like it's almost feels like you don't want to let people down, or maybe let somebody down. Because there may be like this, I don't want to say selfish, like we can all be selfish and there's nothing wrong with being selfish sometimes, but there may be something where you've lived selfishly, or you've only been thinking of yourself, even if it's something as small. I don't want to say small because I don't feel like it's small, but even if it's something like you're a writer and you just keep your writings to yourself, and like that stuff needs to be out there and published, you know, it's like, no, like you have a bigger purpose than that. Tell me about that 6 of Swords. The Strength card. Something was very hard, okay, or is very hard for you to move on from, but I feel like you did, because you knew it wasn't serving you, and it wasn't serving the greater good. And when you're not serving yourself, you're not serving the greater good. Ace of Wands tells me that there was something that inspired you here. Definitely a challenge with that Ace of Wands and the 5 of Wands here. I feel like for some of you Pisces, people are always challenging you, or challenging your intelligence in some way. It's like somebody's always either trying to pick a fight, or somebody always has something to say. I feel like with that Empress there, it's like you just got into your power. You started to realize that you were more than you thought. You started to realize that your purpose was a lot bigger than it was. And it's definitely something that you're completing in this lifetime here. Expressing yourself in some way that is actually inspiring the greater good, or could inspire the greater good in some way. But it's like you have to, or you did release this worry around that. Let's take a look at this Empress. Last shuffle. The Seven of Pentacles, investing in yourself and investing in your creative abilities for a lot of you, even investing in your appearance for some of you in the past or even now. For some of you, you may have a gift around beauty or cosmetics, or there could be a gift around the arts for some of you. With that Empress and that Seven of Pentacles, I heard actor, actress for some of you, and then I see the Sun here, funny. The Queen of Cups and the Sun. A lot of you are very, your identity is wrapped a lot around your emotions, you know? And what I mean by that is you allow your feelings to guide you. You allow your feelings to motivate you. Like almost every decision you made isn't always necessarily based around logic. It's more so based around your emotions. And, you know, I'm wondering here because I feel like there's somebody that always wants to pick a fight with you or that has. Okay. Or you just maybe feel like some of you have moon in first house. Okay. That was what I heard. But for some of you, because you're a feeler, you know, and you are a water sign. So for some of you, because you're a feeler, because you're a water sign, it's like you may feel like people are constantly poking at you. It's like, how easy is it to make a ripple in the water? You know, all you need is a little pebble. If that, I could flick the water and it's, you know, so a lot of you are just very moved by your emotions, which can be a power within itself. You know, for instance, like I'm a writer and my emotions drive my craft. And that's what makes it so gorgeous, because you can feel the emotion through it, right? And so maybe there's something like that for you. Let's take a look at this Five of Wands under this Warrior card. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands. For some of you, you're receiving a message or you're sending out a message. So, oh, whoops. That was supposed to go on the Five of Wands, wasn't it? So with that Five of Wands, King of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords, interesting because we have the King of Swords here. You know what this feels like? It feels like you're being the bigger person. It was like I said. It was like I said earlier, Pisces, because I told you about the warrior and, you know, the Five of Wands. I told you about like the toddler story and then the adult, right? It's like, you're not going to fight with, you know, you're not going to fight with the 2-year-old, you know, for most of you anyway, right? I hope not. And it seems like with that Five of Wands, King of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords, it's like you're taking the high road. It just feels like you're taking the high road in a situation because you're like, you know what, it doesn't matter what I say or what I do. It's like when you argue with a narcissist, you know, and it just goes in circles and you're like, you know what, I just don't have the energy, dude. Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, definitely a rough conversation. I feel like you're just not wanting to have it. It's like somebody's trying to lay it bare to you and you're just like, yeah, no, I've heard this before. I don't care. Let's take a look at this King of Swords. The Devil, yikes. For some of you, somebody tries to apologize and it's just insincere. Okay. Or once again, this is that conversation just going in circles. Yeah, Eight of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't really feel like you're feeling this conversation. I heard there's a lot of truth and lies, a lot of truth said in jest. There could be somebody here who likes to make jokes, right, about certain things. And there's like, oh, I'm just joking. But like, you know, like it's just a way for them to insult you. You know what I mean? It seems like you're pulling your energy back from somebody. Just feels like a lie. The Six of Wands. The Moon. The Two of Cups. So remember when I said, like speaking from your heart or, you know, creating from a place of emotion, etc. That's kind of what I'm getting here with that Six of Wands, the Moon, the Two of Cups. It's like there's something here where you're expressing yourself. You're getting a lot of attention for, there's that Moon. I'm getting Moon in the first house again. You're getting a lot of like attention for something. You're getting a lot of attention for your deep understanding of self. your ability to trust yourself enough with things, you know, and people look up to that. People look up to others like that. You know, some of us look up to people that are more logical. And the reason that some of us look up to people that are more logical is because we tend to be more emotional in nature. People that look up to emotional people tend to be more logical in nature. It's like what we don't have, you know, we want, or what we can admire in someone else is maybe something that we lack. And it seems like there's something here where maybe these people, or there's something that you're getting attention for, or even possibly giving attention to, and really honoring your emotions for some of you. The Fool, the Hierophant, you know, it's like starting this new journey. What's really aligned with me from a moral standpoint? What are my values? Does this really resonate with me anymore? Does this person, do these people really resonate with me anymore? Because you're doing something where it's like you're taking the higher road, and you've already been through so much, Pisces. And so you're getting to this point where you're like, you're strong enough to be able to do something for the collective, or you're strong enough to be able to pass up on an argument because you're just bigger than that. Take a look at this Eight of Cups. Oh, I don't need all those. I did see the Hermit energy there. Jesus, all these cards just want to pop out. Flash shuffle. The Wheel of Fortune. There's something to be had here with that Eight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. It seems like once you finally walk away from a situation and you clear your head, because you're definitely seeking like truth, but not just any truth. It could be like a universal truth, really. Really at the core of things, like what is the truth? What is the truth of the earth? What is the truth of the world? What is the truth of God? What is the truth of the universe, etc.? And I say that because we also have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is Jupiterian energy. And it can be like ninth house energy. You can talk about like wisdom, learning, higher learning, etc. You know, the laws of the universe. What goes up must come down, etc. And so you're taking this journey that maybe feels a little uncomfortable, but it's like, you know, it has to be done because you're seeking something bigger than yourself. I heard the truth of the universe lies within you, which is one of these oracle cards. You have the answers. You have the truth inside of you, Pisces. Three of Wands, Seven of Swords. You're sick of waiting. You don't want to wait anymore for something. It's very interesting, Pisces, because it really feels like you see things from a higher perspective now. Like where maybe you didn't before. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles, last shuffle. Oh, yeah, the Fool. I heard you're letting go of self-limiting beliefs. I heard glory. I don't know. The Five of Pentacles and the Fool. Seeking truth. Seeking truth. Letting go of these self-limiting beliefs. Letting go of whatever was holding you back before. You know, it feels like you're like missing a piece to a puzzle. It's like you're finally finding it, because you look at the Wheel of Fortune and you look at the Fool, you know, and it's like, this is like, you know what? F it. Whatever happens, happens, dude. You know, that's kind of what you got, even though there's some sadness here to it. It's like, you know, this has to be done in some way. It's like something that maybe you've resisted for a while, but it feels good in the grand scheme of things. The Empress, the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, like this is ultimate freedom. I heard holy high water. I don't know why I heard that. That is just so weird. Tell me about that Four of Wands. Okay. The Seven of Cups and the Page of Cups. This to me seems like you have something to offer, not somebody offering something to you. You're finally able to free yourself from these the Tower, the Knight of Wands. Feels like when a horse just stands there and you kind of whip it on its ass and it just goes. That's what this feels like. Excuse my French. You're freeing yourself from the fog. It's like all of these options, all of these little cups that you could delve into or drink from. It's like, well, which one is yours? Well, it seems like you're creating it yourself. It's like, screw these 7 cups, you know? I got my Page of Cups. I'm starting fresh. It's because you're seeking your personal truth, getting a lot of recognition. And the reason why you're getting a lot of recognition, Pisces, is because you're taking the higher road. You've already been through so much. You know, it's like people that lack experience tend to be prideful. They tend to be, and I mean like the harsh realities of life, you know, people that lack experience, people that have not had their ass handed to them on a plate. They still have that sense of ego. They still have that sense of pride, right? And there's nothing wrong with having ego and pride, right? As long as it's in a healthy dose. But it's like Jordan B. Peterson said something like, you know, pride is the death of intelligence, because that pride stops you from learning, because you don't want to admit that you don't know something. Well, then what happens? You stop knowing because you don't want to learn. It's like he was talking about how children, you just see children, they don't have pride. They don't have, you know, for the most part, they're just, you know, looking around all the time, seeing what they can soak up. And it's like that's what you're kind of getting. You're getting back to that point, because it's just interesting, because how I was talking about how you're vibrating at a higher level and you're not really making it about yourself anymore, right? And how I was giving you that example of, you know, if when a toddler like tries to argue with you and you're like, all right, well, I'm not arguing with that. It's interesting, because you're almost in this childlike essence with human experience, with an adult experience. It's like childlike wonder with adult experience, which can make you the wisest of them all, really. So Pisces, it was an absolute pleasure to read your cards. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can visit www.brattystarot.com. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to donate to the channel, make sure that you look in the description box below, and my socials will be on the screen. I love you, Pisces, and we'll talk soon. Peace out.